Tanner Boser being the hybrid striker, never super commits to his shots, anything crazy, but he's willing to just play a tic-tac-toe battle with you and edge out a decision because he is this, in my mind, every time I see Tanner Boser, even though I'll actually look it up right now what his most recent weight was. Tanner Boser, his most recent weight coming into one of his fights was 255 pounds. So he's not super small, man. He's not super small. But every time I see him, I'm like, this dude reminds me of a light heavyweight fighting at heavyweight. Nascimento, not at all. That's a big boy right there. The thing that I don't like about Nascimento, to be completely honest with you right here, man, is this is full out grappling. If you don't get the fight to the ground, it's a hard shot at winning the fight. Tanner Boser, on the other hand, man, he's fought some pretty legit grapplers. He's been able to kind of evacuate himself from those situations. Let's not forget, after, this is a rebooking. He was already supposed to fight Nascimento. The fight fell through. Then he says, you know what? I'll fight Alexander Romanov. No big deal. The confidence to go in there and say, I'll fight this dude, whatever. In Alexander Romanov, you got to think this dude isn't like, oh, I have no takedown defense. You know what I mean? You got to think that he's going to be a little well-versed there. The way he got taken down by OSP when they fought was a little troubling, right? He had the over and under, right? So overhook on one side, underhook on the other side, and then he got taken down on the underhook side. That's not good. And I don't want to be speaking too jargony, technical analysis, but if you know anything about an underhook, that's not the side you're supposed to get taken down on. That's your power side. That's the side you want. With that being said, though, I think if Tanner Boser can maintain keeping this fight on the feet, he wins this very, very clearly. I think if he gets taken down the first time, he gets back up. If he gets taken out 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, this is Nascimento's fight all day. What chances do you give Nascimento if a takedown isn't apparent immediately in the fight?
Actually, better than I would think for how great Nascimento's jiu-jitsu is. The whole thing going back and forth to this one was the Alan Boudreaux fight, because I see the same thing. Tanner Boser doing the same thing, staying on his bike, getting out of range, controlling the distance, controlling the fight, and then when you get close, you see that black line in front of you, he cuts off the angle, goes off, and just scoots out and then gets the angle again. What we saw with the Alan Boudreaux fight is when Rodriguez is coming in, or excuse me, Nascimento is coming in, he's able to hit you to the body, take the breadbasket, come in, start working you down, and then Boser starts to slow. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. So if it stays standing, I'm hoping Rodrigo Nascimento does the same thing. Go for the breadbasket, get the man tired, get him hurt, and land some leg kicks. Nascimento's got some serious power. The thing is, he's a plotter, though. So if Tanner Boser is able to stay on his bike, able to get around and avoid that plotting style of Nascimento, it's going to be a longer road and a longer fight for Nascimento on this one. What do you think?
I agree. I think Nascimento is not just a plotter. He's also not really fought stiff competition, right? Dante Mays is literally his biggest fight, because the Alan Boudreaux fight doesn't count. That was a no contest, right? It ended up getting ruled as no contest. So it's like a win, but it doesn't count, So Dontel Mays is your biggest win. Now, if you're Tanner Boser, you've already fought the who's who's. You fought the Arlovskis, the OSPs. You fought Ilir Latifi, Pessoa, Felipe Lins. Like, you fought these dudes already, you know what I mean? Cyril Gahn, let's not forget. He fought Cyril Gahn before Cyril Gahn was Cyril Gahn, right? So with that being said, man, Boser has the experience. I think he's overall a better fighter, but Rodrigo, excuse me, he's a specialist, and specialists are always dangerous. They're always super dangerous. Now, the key is, who's the better mixed martial artist? I like Tanner Boser here. Would I be surprised to see Nascimento submit him? No, which is why I think that plus 375 is almost ludicrous. That's like take my money, please. You know what I mean? Like, but Tanner Boser, man, I also don't really see him squeaking out a decision in this fight. I don't. I think that someone gets finished in this one, man. 2 heavyweights, 2 big boys going after it, man. Somebody's got to get finished. The only way I see a decision if Nascimento controls Boser on the ground for 3 rounds and isn't able to finish him. That's the only way I can see a decision. I could be wrong, but Boser, even though I kind of know him as this technical decision fest guy, he got a bunch of knockouts on his record, man. It's not like he's not knocking these dudes out. When he's winning, he's generally knocking you out, and he's coming off of a knockout win. So I like Tanner Boser here. Overall, more well-rounded fighter. Keep the fight on the feet. It's just going to be dangerous, tough sledding for Nascimento, who is a plotter, who is not built, I don't believe, to fight these hybrid heavyweights. However, you see it a little bit differently, man. So I like Tanner Boser. I like the TKO, and give me like a early second round TKO for Tanner Boser on this one. I think he gets the job done. Is Nascimento, AJ? This is the big question. Tap, nap, or snap? How's it happening?
Ooh, you're right, Derek. No, this is an interesting one, because I agree Tanner Boser is the better fighter, but does he have anything for Nascimento on the ground? Time will tell, man. Yeah. To be honest, if I'm putting money on this one, folks, if you're putting money on this one and you're rocking with my pick, you're going Nascimento. I say that plus 150 money line is all day long, because could he put in a sleep knockout? Yeah. a little less likely. We might see some body seeing, we might see a standing TKO, who knows? Submissions a little more likely. Same thing with the ground and pound. If you can't find the finish, that's how we get to a decision over there. Personally, though, if I see this one ending, I'm going submission, man. Plus 375 submission, and I'm going round 2.
Okay, right on, man. So yeah, that's the thing. Nascimento is going to be favorable for him. UFC Apex, man, smaller cage. You're going to have less room to work with if you're Boser, but Boser does have some pretty phenomenal footwork, man. So as one of those hybrid heavyweights, man, it just kind of is what it is, man. And I'm not going to lie, it's going to be a fun fight. It's going to be a fun fight, even though like on paper you're like, but no, that'll be a fun fight right here. But not.